Thanks, Trini. I appreciate it. And thanks, Jeff, for those introductory remarks. I'm pleased to be with you all here today at the 170th annual meeting of the Chamber of Commerce Hawaii. It is truly an amazing accomplishment for the Chamber to have played such a critical role in our community for so many years and to have achieved national recognition of the important work that you do for Hawaii's businesses. We have seen, as Jeff has commented, how quickly our community has responded to the coronavirus here over the past few months. It's been a challenging time, but I am truly inspired to see everyone in our community stepping up, taking responsibility and action for helping to keep our community healthy and safe. This year has been one of the most difficult times in recent memory for everyone, our residents, businesses, and government. As with other states, Hawaii's government has been challenged with the biggest social and economic disruption of our generation. But despite having far fewer staff and resources, our rates of coronavirus infections and fatalities are well below the national average. And most importantly, per capita, Hawaii is amongst the lowest in our country. You can put up the first slide. For months, we've been working to implement the Hawaii Pandemic Action Plan, which is committed to three priorities: protecting public health, reviving the economy, and restoring and investing in our community. Our progress has been significant. Amongst the keys to our success has been the appointment of an effective leadership team that includes Dr. Libby Char at the Department of Health, General Ken Hara, and head of the Department of Emergency Response, and Lieutenant Governor Josh Green. Another key was the launch of the Safe Travels Hawaii program. This is the most sophisticated program in the country. We are the only ones implementing a true quarantine, and have made provisions for pre-travel testing to keep our community safe. I want to thank the public and private sector partners who have worked with us to implement this program. Airlines, hotels, other businesses have prepared their people to resume operating to keep visitors and residents safe and healthy. Also critical to the reopening of businesses was the excellent job by our healthcare system. I'm proud of our healthcare response. They cared for coronavirus patients and managed operations, so the state had capacity to welcome visitors with the launch of our pre-travel testing program. Many of the companies who directly and indirectly contributed to welcoming our Trans-Pacific visitors are members of the Chamber of Commerce. So I want to thank each and every one of you personally for your efforts. If we can move to the next slide. The working relationship between state government and state legislators, business leaders, and civic leaders is critical to many elements of the pandemic action plan. Let me share a few of our successes together. In partnership with the Chamber, the state launched the Business Pivot Grant Program that distributes $25 million in financial aid and training support to struggling businesses and nonprofits to help them adjust and pivot to the marketplace changes due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Another program that required cooperation between the Chamber, the state, and others is the restaurant card. We allocated $75 million in CARES Act funding to provide $500 prepaid debit cards to unemployed Hawaii residents. They will use these cards and provide a much needed boost revenue boost to our restaurants across the state. Another key effort, and I really want to thank my partner speaker, Scott Psyche, who played a pivotal role in securing trusted travel partners for our Safe Travels program with Japan. We are welcoming the very first Japanese visitors arriving this morning. Um, this extensive partnership is fundamentally important as we bring back trans-Pacific travelers. We believe their arrival will show travelers around the world that Hawaii continues to be a safe and healthy place to visit. We want to make sure that their visit, although will be different, will truly continue to be a memorable experience. And we're already in talks with other countries, Canada, South Korea, Taiwan, New Zealand, amongst others, to follow Japan's lead. Another important program we've put in place with the support of the Chamber is the COVID-19 personal protective equipment distribution program. We know that many small businesses have had difficulty because they aren't usually ordering PPE to protect employees and customers. And we've established a program where independent medical providers, childcare providers, small businesses, and nonprofits can receive free PPE to keep employees and the community safe. We know that this is an important part of our COVID-19 response. Many of the programs we have been funded with the $860 million that the state received in coronavirus relief fund dollars from the federal government. I did want to send a shout out to our congressional delegation who have been true champions in ensuring that small businesses and the community get the support that they need. You know, we've received more than $9 billion in federal aid that have gone to hospitals, the state, the counties, and many other organizations all across the state to help survive the coronavirus pandemic. By the end of the year, I assure you that every penny received will be spent to benefit the residents of Hawaii. And last week, I was very pleased to take part in the inaugural meeting of an informal advisory council comprised of chamber members. I know that policies and programs developed by my leadership team are better when they are informed with the insights by all of you. I value every opportunity for cooperation and collaboration that can truly result in better outcomes for our businesses, at the same time keeping our community safe and healthy. But despite recent achievements, we are in for some rough times ahead. This is a marathon, not a sprint. There's no guarantee that we'll get any additional funding support from the federal government. Thousands of residents will see their unemployment insurance end, and we also know that people are facing housing challenges and finding it difficult to feed their families. Our best path forward is to quickly and safely revive travel and tourism so that we can get people back to work. This is the heart of our economy. We need to reopen businesses, hire back workers, and minimize the strain on our social safety nets. I want to work with all of you to make that happen. We can move to the last slide. I'd like to conclude my remarks with a simple request. Please do everything you can to encourage everyone you know and everyone who works for your businesses to follow the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. We know that these are common sense public health actions that each and every one of us can take to fight coronavirus. And we do know from the public health experts that doing these simple actions will make a tremendous difference in keeping our community healthy and safe. The key to Hawaii's recovery is avoiding another coronavirus resurgence. In recent days, we've seen a concerning uptake in the number of cases here on Oahu. While it's too early to be from the Halloween holiday, we do know that it's due to community spread and not visitors. A setback would compound all of our challenges and make 2021 a very, very tough year. This is avoidable if we all act responsible, or we take personal responsibility, especially during the upcoming holidays. We have to do Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's holidays differently. We have to avoid the family gatherings that we all enjoy. You know, for me personally, we normally have 2 or 3 family gatherings of 30 to 50 people for every holiday. And I do know that that is not possible this year. So we'll be doing virtual luncheons and virtual dinners, sharing remembrances, and other ways to connect to family during this holiday period. So please, I ask all of us to be committed to not allowing our holiday celebration to be a super spreader event that encourages and spreads the coronavirus. It's going to take leadership from all of us to do and remind family and friends that we can't simply do it the way we have in the past. We need to remind everyone about the importance of prevention. Without that, our healthcare system will be overwhelmed and we will see increasing fatalities, which none of us really want to see. And then finally, if we do see a surge in cases that threaten our healthcare system, we'll be forced to reenact we'll be forced to reenact measures to restrict movement and have significant impacts on business once again. So I would like to ask each and every one of you to join in this effort to keep Hawaii safe so we can keep attracting visitors, we can restore our businesses and revive our economy and get everyone back to work. Aloha and mahalo. Congratulations in your 170th annual meeting.